everyone, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. Today, since we're getting so close to fall, I thought it'd be nice to learn how to draw some different types of leaves and a cute little acorn. All right, now I've gone ahead and I've done an example for you, and that's what you see on the screen right now. I also added little smiley faces just to give them a little bit of personality. But of course, you could do this any way you'd like, so you can make it realistic and not add the faces. All right, so let's get started. All you're gonna need is a pencil and an eraser and a piece of paper. I'm gonna clear off my screen and I'm going to teach you how to draw the first leaf. All right, so the first leaf has three kinds of lines. It has a curved line like this. It also has a wavy line like this. And last, it has some diagonal lines, which are just straight lines that go off to the sides. Okay? All right, I'm going to clear those away. And we're going to start our first leaf. So first, we're going to start with that curved line that you see. So I'm going to start at one side of my paper, and I'm going to curve a line to the other side. And I'm not going to put my line at the edges of the paper because I need some room on the sides of it. So I want to leave some space for those wavy lines. So once you've got your nice curve, let's start adding those waves. What we're going to do is we're going to start above the bottom. So where we started our line, we're going to scoot on up. And we're going to make a diagonal line out to the side. Now, on top of that diagonal line, I'm going to start to make a wavy line. So I'm going to curve it up and over and then down. So I'm starting this up, down, and I'm putting some space in between it so it can start to look like my leaves. All right, so I've gone down. Let's do the same thing, but make it bigger. So let's go up, over, and back down. Curve. We're going to continue this same wavy line all the way around our first curve. So let's continue. We're going to go up, make like a mountain, come down, and curve it back. And we're going to continue this. Down, and when you get to the top part of that curved line, we're going to do a wavy line just above it to make it look like that's the top of the leaf. All right, and now I'm on the other side. So once I've got that one on top, I'm going to start making these on this side, and they're going to start to come down. So I'm going to put my pencil down. I'm going to go up like a mountain, curve it down, up, make another mountain, curve it down, and I'm just going to keep on going. And I'm just following the curved line. Now, when I get close to that starting point, remember that diagonal, I'm going to try to match it up to the other side. So I've got a diagonal here. I'm going to make a diagonal here. Okay? And I'm going to just connect it to my wavy line. And there you have it. We've got the outer shape of our leaf. Now we're going to add a couple more fine details. So everywhere there's a mountain, I want you to make a little diagonal line to the curve. So we've got that smiley curve that we started with. We're going to make diagonal lines to look like the lines of the leaves. And they're going to come down onto that first smiley face that we made. So I did one side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and it's going to point in the direction of that mountain. And there it is. We've got our first leaf. Now you can color this any color you'd like. You can make a whole bunch of them and it can look like a pile of leaves. And you can also add a face, a little kawaii face. All right, let's move on to our next leaf. Or actually, you know what? My mistake. We're going to save that for the end because that is going to be a challenge leaf. So let's start with our acorn. So the first thing I want to start off with is that top round hat looking part. So what I'm going to need is, I'm going to need to make an oval. So let's make an oval. You can put it anywhere you want on your page. Just make sure you've got room on the bottom to keep adding to it. All right, so we've got this oval. Now, beneath the oval, we're going to draw another oval. But this time, we're going to turn it sideways. So see how this oval looks like it's going left to right? This time, we're going to make one that's going from up to down, and we're going to connect it. So I'm going to start on the side over here, and I'm going to make an oval. Now that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted because I started too far in the center, so I'm going to erase, and I'm going to scoot closer to the edge, and I'm going to make an oval. Well, it's just part of an oval, because the other part is hiding behind it. All right, so I've got one oval here, one oval there. I'm going to erase my arrows. That was just so you could see the direction. So now I've got the top and the bottom, but I need to modify it a little bit. That means I need to change it. So for the bottom, this one has a little hill. We're going to add that little hill right there to the bottom, right in the center. And then we're going to take our eraser and we're going to erase that inside line. Remember that original oval we drew? We're going to erase that. So now it will look as if it wasn't there, and it's all one shape. All right, so next we're going to add the top. Now the top's got, it looks like a little leaf sort of shape. So we're going to start at the top of our acorn. We're going to curve a line to the right, and then we're going to curve a line to the left. And that's going to be the little top part of our acorn. Now inside of the acorn, we're going to start adding some details. Those are zigzag lines, and when you draw a zigzag line, you're using a lot of diagonals. You go up, down, and the whole time you're moving to the right. You're not just staying like this. You're giving it some space. So you're going up, down, and slowly moving your pencil to the right. Okay, I'm going to erase that away. Let's go ahead and add a couple of rows of diagonals inside of our first oval. And don't worry if they don't match, that's fine. This is just a little detail that we add just to kind of give it a little more character. All right. So I've got my zigzags, and I could be done. I could just color this in, and that could be my acorn. I am, however, going to give him a face. So I'm going to give him a nice tall eye and a tall eye, and right in the middle of those two tall eyes, a smiley face. All right, and there is your acorn. So go ahead and add that to your new collection of fall things that you know how to draw. And last but not least, we're going to try a challenging leaf. So this might be difficult, but if you want to challenge yourself, try it out. All right, so for this shape, we're going to use some curved lines. Whoops. We're going to use some curved lines. We're going to use some diagonal lines. We're going to also use some half circles or some U shapes. Actually, they look more like U shapes. We'll call them U shapes. All right, so I'm going to erase this and we'll get started. First things first, let's start with a curve. One curve. I started on the bottom because my leaf is going to be nice and big, so I need space above that line for my drawing. So make sure you've got some space. All right, so after you've got this curve, we're going to start to build more off of that curve. So right where we stopped, we're going to make another curve line going up. We're going to go back to that starting point. We're going to make another curved line going to the side. We're going to repeat that one more time. So we're going to start right where we did, and we're going to make one going off to the side. So you can start to see that I've got all these curves, but they're not all going the same direction. They're kind of spread apart. So that's one side of the leaf. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So on this side, I'm going to make a curved line to the left and one more curved line to the bottom. All right, so it kind of looks like this starburst that's happening. So now we're going to start to add those U's. So let's start up here at the tallest one. Right at the point, we're going to make a U. Then we're going to make a smaller U. Then we're going to make a really big U. And we're going to continue these U's around the curved lines. So I'm going to make my U. I'm going to go up. I'm going to make a U, a big U, and then I'm just going to keep on going. I'm just going to keep on adding these U's. And once I get around, I can close it back to the center. So I've got these lines. I'm going to continue on the other side. I'm going to make a U and a U, and then curve it down to a big U, and then start again with these smaller U's. U, U, down, down, down. I'm just going to close it back on itself. All right. Now we can start adding the smaller details. And so the smaller details are going to be those little diagonal lines that are on our curves. So I'm going to add diagonal lines all the way down each of my curved lines. And it may be easier if you turn your page and start to work your way down. I'm going to continue doing that. It makes it a lot easier, and you can also you can also do this by making the letter V. So just add a V onto the line and you'll get the same sort of pattern. All right, and there it is. There's our last leaf. All right, now I know this one was tricky because it was tricky for me to teach you it. Just remember the U's. So if you've got that curved line up, start at the top, make a U, big U, then the next curve. So each curve is inside one of the big U's, and then you can continue to make it. But yeah, let me show you the finished one. All right, so here it is. These are the 3 different fall items that we learned to draw. The wavy leaf, the acorn, and this nice pointy, I believe it's an oak leaf. All right, guys. Well, I hope you had fun, and I hope you keep doodling. See you next time. Bye.